This is day 1 of the 7 videos of how to create a website from scratch. My name is Tuna, and let's begin. This project is for my photography, but you can use the knowledge from this to create a website for anything you want. To program this website, we'll be using code called Hypertext Markup Language, or shorter known as HTML. Today, I will teach you how to create a header, paragraph, footer, bullet points, link to other pages, and prepare CSS. I will explain CSS later. Before we start, we need to prepare our workspace. The programming software that I'm going to use is Visual Studio Code, but you can use any editing software. If you have any questions, just check out the link below or Google it yourself and you'll be able to find more information. With your editing software now installed, open it, and for me, it should be empty. The first thing to do for the website is to create a new folder where all of the files and coding will be held. So, go to your Explorer and create a new file, and you can name it anything you want. I'll be adding one to my For me, I will name mine first website. With that now in place, let's open it up in our editing software. For me, since I'm using VS Code, I will click File and Open Folder. It should be pretty similar for each one, for all softwares. With that now open, we need to create a folder for the code to be put in. So, for people on Visual Studio Code, click New Folder and name it Portfolio. Now, under Portfolio, add a file. Now, here's the most important part of naming this file. You want to call it index.html, because on browsers, the first thing that they look for is an index. So if you name your first homepage, homepage.html, you will not be able to find it. And HTML is important as this is what we are going to be using to code. Click enter and it should open. With everything now prepared, we are ready to go. But first, let's understand what websites are made out of. This is my basic website that I created. It has a title up here in the top left, a header, and a couple paragraphs underneath with some bullet points and a footer. This was all coded using HTML. But you see how this header here, this paragraph here is colored red? It's something called CSS, like I mentioned earlier. CSS is the styling for the website. So any font, color, position of the section selected will be changed using CSS. Another thing that is used for websites is JavaScript. It's to add animations. I haven't learned it yet, so these videos are only going to be based on HTML and CSS. With a little more understanding of what websites are made out of, let's begin coding. Now back to our code. For those using VS Code, it's going to be much easier as the software can guess what your next code is, while those using other editors just copy off what the code is and it should still work. First, those using VS Code, click !enter. With our boilerplate in place, we can begin coding. At the very top, you have the language of the document, the head, where you can change the title, and the body, where all of the text is going to be placed. Bullet points, headers, paragraphs, all of it. Now, let's write our first text by writing our first header. click tab and put it one tab ahead of below the body. The first thing we're going to use is the angle brackets H1. Close that afterwards. For those using VC Code, it will automatically close it on the other end. People on other softwares just close it like this. Here we can add our first text. You can write anything. I will write first video website. Now with that in, we want to view this, of course. To view it, save your document. For my shortcut is Control S. Save it however you need. Now open Explorer where the file is being held and click it. Opening portfolio, and you should have something called index, which we named earlier. Double click that and it should open it in your browser. Right here. First video website. It's different to this one because I use CSS to center and change the size, which we will do in tomorrow's video. But for now, we're just going to put everything here so that it's ready to be styled tomorrow. The next thing that we're going to add is a paragraph. Back to our code, you can leave the browser open. We will add more text. But first, let me quickly explain what the H1 is. There are a maximum of 6 headers. H1 is the first one that it will be on top. H2 is another, H3, and keeps going by layers, which is a way to order it. Having a maximum of 6, like I said. Now for a paragraph, use the angle bracket again and click lowercase p, and it should close it by itself. This will open a paragraph below it, below the title. And you can write anything. I'll write paragraph. Once again, saving it and going to our browser. But as you see, nothing happened, even after I saved it. You have to refresh the page and it should pop up. As you see, the paragraph has appeared smaller than the header. For my website, I want to have my title on the page. Instead of being a giant title at the top, we can put a footer. Now, to add footer, it's similar to the header and paragraph. Let's go back to our code. Below paragraph, you can add angle bracket footer close. And here you can add whatever you'd like. But for me, my Instagram is tuna. The link to my Instagram is below if you would like to see my photos before I put it on my website. Now once again, saving it and going to our website and reloading. It is there now as a footer. Now we got 3 basic types of text. Earlier I mentioned we can add bullet points. Now this is not too difficult either. Going back to our code, to add a bullet point, you have to add a section for it, which is UL. The UL stands for unordered list. Below this, within it, add an indent and add angle bracket LI closing it. This is the first bullet point. I'll put here, this is and then you can keep repeating this as many times, as many bullet points as you need. Now, once again, save it and go to the browser. Reloading it, and it should pop up. And that is how you create bullet points. The final part of this video is explaining how to link a page, this index, to another page. As you see on websites, there is different pages, and it's not all coded on one single file. So, to do this, let's go back to our editor. Here under Portfolio, add another file. This will be the second page. Next, under Index, I will name this Categories, because it will be a page for my categories of photography. And don't forget HTML at the end, so that it knows that it's being coded in HTML. Click Enter, and it should open. Repeating the same steps, exclamation mark Enter, and you shall be set with all the tags. Back to body. With our second page created, we want to be able to connect it. Well, currently we have no connection to this other page. So going back to our index, we will create a hyperlink reference to it. To do so, put this in a equals, which is the hyperlink reference, and then type in the name of that file. For this one, it's called categories.html, and it should pop up. Now close it, and now here, in between the two, this is what you're gonna name it. For me, I'll be naming it categories. Now, if we save this and open it up, go back to our browser, reload it, it should pop up, and now there's something categories. It's light blue underscored like many links are. If you click on it, it'll open to the categories page. But since we have nothing, it's an empty page. Now, if you want to go back, you do a similar process by reversing it. Back to our programming. If we open categories and create a hyperlink reference to the index, same code. Closing it and calling it back to home page. Saving the code, we can check our browser, reload this page, and it should be there. Back to home page. Now we are back to where we started. For me, I'm going to want to have the home page, my categories, about me, and a difficult one, a poll that I want to try to create for my website. Now, I hope that you have a basic understanding of how websites are created using HTML and coding it yourself, adding text and creating bullet points, paragraphs, and footers, with finally adding the touch of connecting pages together so that you have a multi-page website. The day 2 will be explaining how to style all of this, like how I did here. Changing the color, changing the position, using CSS. Thank you.